Anyway, hi, I'm Ben. Welcome to my book
I'm
corner.
not recording yet. Wait, are you recording?
Yeah. You don't have to record this bit. This is the bit that goes on mine. So, I'm Ben. Welcome to my book corner. We're doing together the chess book tag today. As you can tell, Noah was not given any warning before I started this video. Thank you to Kat over at the Ginger Bibliophile for this tag. We've chosen to do this one together because she specifically mentioned that we're Chaos Gremlins when we work together. And as you can already tell, that's what we are. Say hi, Noah.
Hello, Noah.
What's your channel?
The Bookworm.
There we go.
Say something. I forgot what I was called for a minute.
This is going to be incredibly chaotic. So this is 6 tags plus a tag people you know video. Mm-hmm. Part 1 is going to be on here. Part 2 is going to be over on Noah's channel at the Bookworm. Links will be down below. So we're going to do the first 3 on mine, which is Pawn, Rook, and Knight. And then Bishop, Queen, and King, because Noah's the short king, is going to be over on his channel. So,
What the fuck?
Without any further ado, yes, this is being recorded. I know this is not being edited.
It's fine. That's fine. I'll also steal that from you as well.
Right, so, prompt number 1 is pawn. Oh, just to be clear as well. These are all pieces off a chessboard in case you're not somebody who plays chess. Which I have not played chess in many years. So
yeah, I used to be obsessed with chess. I like chess.
Favorite piece?
The horse.
The knight.
The knight, yeah, the horse.
Oh my god, that's like a Holly moment for Red Dwarf. Horsey to King Bish 3.
Because it does. I don't know why I've always been obsessed with the knight, because he does the L shape.
Yes, he does. Anyway, so prompt number 1. I'm throwing it straight to you first off so you can regain no composure whatsoever.
Oh, damn, okay.
Is Pawn, a book about a lowly character that rises through the ranks.
Okay, so for me, it would have to be Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey.
Okay.
The whole, Pern series. This one's basically about a young girl who... they live in, this draconian society, and she was part of a well-known family, got pushed down to basically slavery, and then she basically brings everything back and fights for everything to come back to herself and sort everything else out in the world.
By draconian society, just to be clear, do you mean society with dragons, or do you mean an old-fashioned society, which is what draconian actually means?
No. Well, a bit of both, actually, in a weird way. A bit of both. Medieval dragon society.
I have, bizarrely, even though I do have... I think it's Skies of Pern. I can't quite read it from here.
That's part of it, yeah.
Yeah, I do have one of the books, and I picked it up and then didn't realise it was like book 9 in the series or something ridiculous. Pardon me. Ridiculous. So, I've got... This feels like a cop-out, but this, to me, is your archetypal, or archetypical, if you want to say it properly, hero's journey sort of thing from fantasy. So, technically this is a series, so I've only picked up the first book, and it is the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan, which starts off with a number of characters, but the primary character being Randall Thor, who is basically a shepherd's son, or appears to be at the start of the story, when their little village on the arse end of nowhere, literally, not even the country that owns it cares about it, a bit like modern day Britain and the North, ends up being plucked out of the village. It turns out that he's like the prophesied chosen one, and he ends up being merged with his own past memories of his previous selves and dealing with basically a very Lord of the Rings but spread over a lot more books kind of situation with dark lords and enemies and political intrigue, and basically he becomes the most powerful person in the world at the end of it until he kind of dies, kind of being the key word. So love this series. There's so many books.
How many books? I've never read the series before in my life. I've not even seen the TV series. How many books are in the series?
So technically, and I'm saying technically because I've got this one here, which is The Two Withers, is technically book 1 split into 2.
Oh, okay.
So I've seen it a few times. I think Sanderson's done it as well with a book where the first book in a series he'll split into two to make it a bit more accessible because 800 pages is a lot or something like that.
Very true.
Yeah. So there's 14 main books in the series.
Oh, is there like side plots and side quests and everything going on then?
You have the main character. And then you have multiple less main characters, but still very, 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 like, full books worth of stuff for them. Then you have the political intrigue for the entire world. Then you have the enemy. There's a lot. But it's a series that makes some decisions early on that seem really, really trivial. And you forget about them till you get to the last book, and it becomes how relevant they are. It is... I don't know if it was ever meant to be this long, and obviously the series was finished by Brandon Sanderson because Robert Jordan passed away. And it was based on his own like notes and early proofs and stuff. But it's a treaty in world building and plotting, because even though the middle of the series is seen as a bit of a slog, but as you work through, there's just so many little details that just seem innocuous and not really important that do come home to roost later on. There's some that don't, obviously, as you'd expect, but there's just so many little minor things that don't just seem like side points at the time that come in later on. And Rand's actual personal journey, because of the way the magic works in the world, especially for male users in particular, because it's been tainted, you have this thing where he literally falls into madness and hallucinations and true insanity as he gets basically polluted by his own magic, and he becomes very distrustful, and then he finds a way to purify that, but you've still got that sort of shadow of guilt in the background. It's a really, really good character analysis. Helped by the fact it's over so many books, and he's not always in all the books. Oh, well, he is. He's not always the focus of all the books, so you see the effect that his decisions are making on his childhood friends as they're going through their own almost chosen one journeys in their parts as well. I love this series. I will reread it at some point. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of books. It's, what is it, 14 books, about 700 pages a book. And there's a prequel as well, which is about 300 pages, which is worth reading. So, a lot of books.
It's a lot of books.
A lot of books. I'm going to be getting on to more lot of books, though, with my next one. Because the next one is Rook, or as we call it in the UK, Castle. A book that features a castle, tower, or chariot.
You go first this time.
Yes, so it's been a long time since I've read this, so I've had to check up on a few little things because I couldn't remember what the place was called. The only other series that pushes me for my favourite fantasy series of all time, and Jaleesa has spoken about this as well, is not Fool's Errand, the Robin Hood Tourneyman series and the Assassins. Is it just called the Assassin series? It's been a long time since I've read them.
You called him Robin Hood as well.
Did I call it Robin Hood? Robin Hobb. This could have fitted a number of things. It could have fitted the first prompt easily enough. Because the character's sort of living in the, again, back end of nowhere, and it turns out he's actually of royal blood. But he's brought in, and it turns out that he's like the bastard son of royalty, and he's brought in by the spy master and trained up in spycraft within the castle of Bookkeep. And you get this place which has real personality to it. It's obviously this great big medieval capital, the sort of capital city of all the local kingdoms. But you've got all these secret passageways and all these sneaks and hidey holes that really gives a sense of history to the location, which I think a lot of books in fantasy don't quite do properly. Because obviously you think of castles as these great big old complicated things, and quite often they're not, but this is a capital city castle. And it sort of oozes the sort of level of intrigue and the idea of, well, if you're in charge, you want to make sure you stay in charge. How do you do that? You spy on everybody. Everywhere. Bedchambers, court, halls. And it's still being used to this day, and it's a secret to most other people. And it's really an important point to the plot at multiple points as well throughout the story. So, but what's yours? Because you struggled with this a little bit.
Mine I didn't struggle with, but I am struggling. Milo, shut up!
Dominated by the dog again.
No, mine's I did not with this one. I didn't really struggle. It's Harry Potter, the boy who lived. I'm allowed to say this, right? I'm transgender. I don't give a flying.
I thought it was because you were cosplaying as Harry.
I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know you
obviously
do.
You got Hogwarts, this big school, and you're talking about how the cast doesn't have to be like intricate or be complicated stuff, and it's like Hogwarts has literal moving stairs and ghosts and shit.
Yeah.
Like things are complicated with this one.
Yeah,
Like,
I do like Hogwarts. I must be honest. For my many reservations, I'll talk to you about something to do with Harry Potter actually off camera. Something that I've seen today. Not to do with them directly. Yeah, no, it's how well realised do you think it was in the films compared to the book?
I think it was good. I think, well, there's a lot of things that are different, which happens in most books, and things that have changed to just kind of fit into it. But I think it did pretty well with what it could do.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, Jurassic Park. That's. Ooh.
This is where you plug your video.
On my channel.
Oh, for God's sake. We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
What? No.
Never mind.
Wait.
This is the point where you go, and this is staying in where you go.
Oh, like Jurassic Park, because I did a video. I did a review of Jurassic Park by Michael
Crichton.
Close enough. I can never say his last name right, but it's on my channel. I did a review about how different the books and the movies are compared to each other.
That will be linked. To remember how to say his name, it's the android from Red Dwarf, just spelled differently.
Crichton?
Yeah.
It's got a ch in it. Yo, language is weird.
No, the English language is weird. Every other language is vaguely sensible. And that fetches up to one that we both kind of struggled with.
Yes.
The horse, the knight. A book about an animal or animals. Bonus point if it is a horse. You get to go first this time.
So I don't really have books to do with animals and stuff like that. I mostly, on the books behind me, is horror books. Like, I really just started venturing into other genres. So I really struggled with this. But I managed to remember one written by H.P. Lovecraft called The Cats of Ulthar. I've got multiple versions of the book, but this is the closest one I can get that would fit in with my little hands. And this one's basically about how this narrator's telling this story of how a law forbidding, how this other character starts killing cats, and how the cats basically get back at the man, and how he disappears, and there's just these large amount of cats just chilling in this guy's home afterwards.
If you die in your house, your cat will eat you, is the basic endpoint of every story ever.
You're right.
Is that in the
Necronomicon.
Yeah, I'm doing a U there.
It is in the Necronomicon. Okay. Necronomicon, yeah.
Whatever. The big book.
Yes, the big one that I've actually got behind me somewhere.
Now, a note for this was you get a bonus points for Horsey.
Bastard.
So, technically not mine. I'm putting that here straight away. We have My Little Pony.
My Little Pony, skinny and bony.
Only if you feed them wrong. Which, in fact, it has been noted before that we do have My Little Pony pop figures. They are my daughters. But I just want the bonus points for mentioning horse. I
thought you said ponies aren't the same as horses, so therefore you don't get the bonus points.
I mean, most people wouldn't pick on such a pointless thing.
Can I just quickly close my...
Go on.
Thank you.
My actual answer, though, and I don't know why I didn't think of this straight away, was one of my 5-star reads from last year. And it is The Cat That Saved Books, where the whole idea of the story of this one is the main character, whose name I cannot remember, Rintaro. They were living with their uncle or their grandfather who passed away, and he owned this second-hand bookshop. And he's dealing with grief, and he's very inward looking. He's going to be taken away by his aunts, go live somewhere far away, and they're going to sell the bookshop. And this magical cat keeps coming through a portal going, come and help me save these books from these bad people. And it's things like The one that always sticks out for me is the idea of the book lover who's collecting books to display but never reads them. So they buy these rare books and then never open them. They're just buying them because pretty, and they put them in the glass cases to display them, and it's like, this isn't the point of books. I do not buy pretty books to display them. I buy pretty books and then read them.
You still cover by. Oh no.
Yes, I do cover buy.
So often.
Yes, and we will cover one of my cover buys.
Dragon Rider.
In a video. No. I've already done my Dragon Rider video. And I've read that, so what's your argument with that one?
Still a cover by and you regretted it afterwards.
I gave it 4 stars.
Oh, I thought you'd get less than it.
No.
Oh, well, my bad.
Yes, it is. Your turn. No, you've done your turn.
No, yeah, my turn's already been.
Shush, you're confusing me. But yeah, this is translated from Japanese, I think it is. I love this book. It's very quotable. It's what I would call a book for book lovers because it's just full of bookish quotes that I really, really love. Don't ask me for an example. I can't remember any off the top of my head. But I've got loads of them saved on my Goodreads. So there we go. Now, if you want more chaos, part 2, and providing we do this right, these videos will go up at the same time. Like last time when we did this, and Noah put his up early after we arranged because he didn't know how to schedule videos, despite being the professional of the two of us.
I'm not professional
compared to me. You are. So part 2 will be up on Noah's channel. So thank you for if you watch this one. Thank you for watching this one. All the links for Noah's channel, Discord, so on and so forth will be down below as well. And we'll see you in part 2.
Yes.